Hey, it's Albert with Two Tribes Primal Living, and making this video today. Kind of an update on where we are as far as our move to off-grid and what's going on in the world today with this infection that's going around. Um, there's a lot of confusion and a lot of speculation, a lot of fears, a lot of assumptions about what the right thing to do is, what the wrong thing to do is, and I think people are really lost right now. I mean, really lost. Um, TV and media tells them one thing, the government's telling them another thing, friends are saying another thing, associates are saying another thing, and family saying another thing, and it's really a confusing time for people. And I don't think anybody really knows what's going on in the world today. Um, I mean, I'm kind of what you might call a conspiracy theorist or whatever people who seek the truth are labeled. I don't know what that label is because I'm just a truth seeker. I seek the truth not from just without, but from within. And I think a lot of what we're going through right now, the answers are only going to come from within. Part of this whole move to off-grid for Nikki and I was based on our intuition, an inner voice that spoke to us both, yet in different ways. It wasn't the same voice or an audible voice that spoke to us and said, "Hey, y'all need to move off grid." That's not the way it worked. It's been a collection of information and emotions and thoughts over the years of our existence. I'm 48. She just turned 50, and it was when we decided to disconnect from, I'm going to say, what's called mainstream society and or what you would call mainstream media. We don't watch TV. We don't watch TV shows. We don't watch the popular sports on TVs, or we don't even partake in that. Up to a little over 2.5 years ago, I had a pretty severe case of alcoholism, and I like to think that was darkness trying to hold back my energy, darkness trying to suppress my purpose in life. It's as if my body is designed with alcohol, in the sense of alcohol, that either you're all in or you're all out. There is no in between. So a little over 2 years ago, I had to make a choice as to separate myself from the activities and the associations of friends and family and whatever comes along with the indulgence of alcohol, or even the recreational use of alcohol. So I'm all out. I'm all out. I have not been in for over 2 years now. So in those 2 years period, my mind was really able to open up, and I was able to allow truth and clarity in. It's not like I didn't already have that before, because if anybody who ever drank with me knew I would get pretty deep pretty fast after having a few drinks, and I think that that discouraged a lot of people. But I don't care. That's a past. I don't give a shit about that. Those people are in the past. What I'm living is in the now, in the future, and in the future, working towards the future. And the only way you're ever going to be able to work in the future is with a clear mind. You're going to have to listen to some people you've never listened to before. You're going to have to listen to some ideas that you've never accepted before. I mean, look around you. Did you ever think that you would ever be standing in line at a grocery store with stickers on the floor telling you how far to stand from somebody? Did you ever think that all the businesses around you and all your friends who own businesses are shut down and can't generate an income? I mean, there's some really, really, really major things occurring in our energy field right now. And I'm not a religious person. I'm not a political person. I'm not a mainstream person. I don't follow the mainstream media. Like I said, I don't follow the mainstream religions, and I don't follow the mainstream political ideas. You know, left wing, right wing, all part of the same bird. It's the same no matter what you go. And I watch people bicker over which candidate or which politician is the best politician, who's going to make the best decisions for them, but nobody's telling them the truth. Not even their favorite politician, not even the least favorite politician. The politicians that they hate and they ridicule and they spread memes about and opinions about. You're not helping any of this at all. You're not helping your country by being divided amongst these people. I mean, I don't know how to put it any clearer than that. As an outsider, I get to see it's like watching two people fight in Walmart. You look at it, and you look at a video of two people fighting in Walmart, and it's like, what are they fighting over? What the hell is going on there that is so damn important that they're fighting in a Walmart? But to them, people fighting in a Walmart, it's the most important thing. But as an outsider, you're looking at it going, I can't believe these people. That's the same thing I do with politics. When I look at politics, there is so much truth that is suppressed in any politician. I don't care if I'm if I offend you, if I piss you off. I'm not here to make a friend right now. We got some real serious stuff going on in this country right now, and it's people like me and you who have the power to change it, and we're giving our power away little by little. I understand there's an infection going on in this country. I understand that there's a lot of confusion going on in this country, but we can't give all the power to these politicians, because they're going to take it, and they're taking it day by day. This pandemic that is occurring is allowing them to just tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it. And you know, like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a truth seeker. So when it comes to finding the truth out about things, I can pretty much guarantee you that when you turn your TV on, you're not getting the truth. You're getting a perspective. You're getting a narrative that somebody else's brain has thought up, and the talking head on the TV is telling you what to think and how to feel and how to respond and how to react. But when you go into your mind and you go into yourself and you shut out all the popular media, and you shut out all the popular ideas and all the popular opinions, and you go within yourself, you'll find that the answers that are there. I mean, Jesus, Christ, Buddha, Krishna, all the religious icons of any religion have all been trying to tell humanity the same thing. And like I said, I don't follow the mainstream religions. I take a little bit of all of them, because they're all true in some nature, and they are our guidance, our guidance system. It's like, not like we're right here in America, or they're right in China, or they're right in India. We're all made by the same creator. We're all part of the same creation. And to think that my God and their God and his God and their God are all different gods is absurd. It's asinine to believe that. And I don't want to get into all that, because it's a topic all on its own. But I'm going to tell you how we ended up coming to the the conclusion of going off grid. It was back in September. I started picking up on some financial issues that were going on globally, not just here in the United States, but globally with China and Venezuela and Zimbabwe and all these countries that are in financial crisis. So I started really doing research. Like I said, I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. I went to YouTube. I went to the people who are experts in this, but they're not the experts on TV. They're the experts that get suppressed, like Peter Schiff and Jeremiah Babe and Lynette Zhang. All these people are people who are on YouTube who share truth. They share truth about what's going on. They'll break down for you what the media isn't breaking down for you. They'll show you what is really going on. And unfortunately, you know, this is the society we live in, where you're not obligated to the truth just because you're a citizen. You actually have to go and find a truth. So we picked up on that back in September, and I started talking to Nikki about it. I was like, you know, things are about to get bad here, and I think we should start looking to go off grid. So we started both trying to figure it out, just trying to figure it out, going into ourselves, thinking about it, meditating about it, asking for guidance on it from cosmic, whatever you want to call it, energies, our infinite divine energy, whatever the energy is that keeps us alive. That's the soul energy, the spirit energy, not the mental energy, not the physical energy, but the soul energy. And we started asking, you know, we started putting ideas out there. You've heard of the law of attraction. I'm sure a lot of you heard Oprah talk about it. She's popular on TV, but she doesn't tell you how it works. She just tells you, oh, I'm Oprah, and do the laws of attraction. Well, in all actuality, this is a actual thing. It is an all-powerful energy that keeps the entire universe held together and operating and functioning under certain laws that you're never going to learn about unless you decide to learn about them. That's just information that the elites and the powers that rule our country and our earth have suppressed from us. They separated man from their spirit. They made him a physical, mental being, and left out the spiritual side of it, and here we are. So we, like I said, the point I'm making is we started picking up on his energy, and I came across several websites as far as, you know what, we're going to have to shut both businesses down. We wanted to go out into the wild, in homesteading, from homesteading to off-grid to whatever you want to call, where you become self-sustaining. You're only you become your own asset in a being, and that's a whole nother thing, because I don't see very many people who are their own asset. It's like the men sit around and drink beer and watch football nowadays, or work on cars, and the women go hang out with their girlfriends and drink wine and do whatever they want. Nobody is learning how to be self-sufficient. Everybody is lost. So here we are in the middle of this economic collapse coming that I picked up on back in September, and it was real. It's real. So we went online, and I started looking for, you know, possibly a ranch to go live on, to where we could work, and in return, you know, maybe buy a small camper or something like that, and live, you know, pretty free. We wanted to free up our time. We wanted to free up our resources. And we came across this website called Woof. It's WOOF.com, and there was another website, workingcouples.com, where, you know, you can go and you can work at a resort and all these other things. Luckily, we didn't take the resort route, because we'd be pretty screwed right now. But Woof, you know, we searched on it September, October, November, somewhere between September and October, we came across an ad, and it was an ad that had been out there for quite some time, and it was from a couple that lived in New Mexico in the mountains, and they were seeking a couple to come and live on their land and trade food and lodging in return for work. So it's like, that's us. So we reached out to them, and in November of 2019, Thanksgiving weekend, we actually went up there and spent a week with them, the weekend with them, and got to know them. And we decided, hey, we're coming back. We're going to go back to Texas, and we're going to sell off our businesses. It's going to, so from November, December, January, February, now here we are in March. March, we've already sold. I've shut down my business. We shut down the gym. We sold everything off. And in the midst of all this infection surfaced. So with this infection surfacing, it kind of put a little twist on everything. And what I mean by a twist is it made it real as to what we were doing and what we had been led to doing. All from November, December, January, February, up to March, we've been just preparing, bought solar panels and shower systems and shower system. Nikki has been canning, meats, and learning all these self-sufficient practices that we're going to need out there, and it all came from within. It didn't come from a news announcement. It didn't come from the headlines of a newspaper. It didn't come from our friends. It didn't come from our family. As a matter of fact, most people kind of looked at us like, you guys are insane. Why are y'all selling off 2 businesses? Well, now we know why. We listened to those still voices from within telling us, get out of here, get out. Things are about to get bad. Things are about to get very, very challenging here. So we secured our wealth with tangible assets, and really that's the only way you can secure wealth right now with this crisis that's going on, because there's just not a virus going on. There is a financial collapse coming to America, coming globally, and if you don't know anything about it, that's because you're watching TV and you're not actually educating yourself. You're not learning the truth. So we bought security. We're secure. We stocked up on food and everything that we would need to go to an off-grid living lifestyle. And we prepared for this. We didn't even know what we were preparing for. We prepared like there was a major crisis going on at that time, and to us there was a major crisis. It was the voice within telling us to get out. We didn't know why. Now we know why. So, I mean, I don't know how to explain that to people, how to go within and find themselves, to find that voice, to find that connection to the spirit power that drives you. I mean, without your spirit, you don't exist. You're just a mental, physical body that is logical and physical. I mean, there's but your spirit is the energy source. Your soul is the energy source, and it not only guides you through the good times or the tough times, it guides you through all times, and I'm about, polarity. When you recognize, which is one of the laws of the universe, is polarity. You have one extreme, and then you got another extreme, and in the middle is where balance is. What's happening in the world with this economic reset, this economic collapse, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. All I know is I'm more afraid of the social uprisings that are coming than I am of the virus or an economic collapse, because it's the social uprisings that yet have surfaced They're going to create all the all the chaos um, amongst us, amongst everybody, and people aren't realizing the seriousness of what we're going through right now. So, like I said, this was a little bit of a rant. I'm glad I listened to the inner voice from within. I'm glad Nikki listened to the inner voice from within, and we both came to an agreement that it was time to get out of here and to not stick around and try to endure it. Um, because had we not taken the steps that we took um, months in advance, you can't buy gold right now. You can't buy silver right now. You can't buy ammunition right now. You're limited to the food that you can buy right now. We were doing this back in Christmas. After New Year's, all when everybody was partying and everybody was getting set up for their New Year's resolution. When this thing first broke in China, and it was either around January 2nd or January 4th that it actually hit the news, and it was like, oh shit, there's a pandemic in China that whole China economy is down, and and I followed it. I followed it almost. I'm gonna say every day, every moment that I could. I mean, I was obsessive about it, and I didn't know why. And then it started surfaces in other countries, and then it surfaced here, and now, it's the end of March. We got 3 days left here in Texas, and we're gonna be out of here. And I don't run from things. I don't hide from things. If you see me preparing, if you see me running, you should probably run too. You should probably be prepared. But the sad thing is for most people, it's too late. Like I said, you're at the mercy of the systems right now. If you weren't buying gold and silver, and if you weren't buying food prior to all this, and if you weren't buying ammunition and securing your livelihood and preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, then you're behind, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. What's coming to America is no joke, and you know the only advice I can give you right now is there's only three things you can do right now. You can begin to get in the best physical shape that you can possibly get into, because you're going to need it. And I don't mean being able to run marathons. I mean physically, your immune system, your strength, your ability to fight off sickness, and you need to start that today. You can still do that today. Mentally, you need to prepare for what's coming. I know everybody handles crisis in their own way, shape, and form. Look around you. Some people are taking it serious. Some people are taking it from one extreme to another. Some people are at the beach. Some people are bitching that they can't go to the bar or the strip club or go play bingo or whatever. They're complaining that they can't do the things that they normally did. And then, so mentally you need to prepare, and shit, you gotta get spiritual with yourself. I mean, you can't even go to church right now if you follow the popular religions. You can't even go to church. So it's up to you. I mean, you're going to have to go within yourself and find answers within yourself on what the next step is, not just for you, but for your loved ones and for your family, because not everybody is going to figure it out spiritually. I mean, as much as Jesus and Buddha and Krishna, the Dalai Lama, all these spiritual personas tried to warn us. Nobody's listening. Everybody's worried about what what can I buy? You know, if you're in debt right now, that's probably one of the worst places you can be right now, is in debt, because you know the government is going to be handing out money like candy on Halloween. Helicopter money is coming, um, and I have a feeling that it's going to have strings attached to it. It's not just going to be free money. I mean, money is never free, but you know, what are the terms and conditions going to be? What are you going to have to sign away? How are they going to purchase you in your time of need? And whether you'd like to think it or not, that's how governments work. They will purchase their people in a time of need. You know, it's happened throughout history. We're here today because of where we are, because it happened in our history, and in our parents' history, and our grandparents' history. You know, we got purchased at some point, and they're about to increase their purchasing power on us, and you know, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good place to be, but you know, I'm not here to scare, offend, or piss anybody off. I'm just here trying to get you to understand that there's more going on this planet than you're being led to believe. I have friends that you know have been part of my life, and who actually supported Nikki and I. And to those people, I that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this in hopes that you hear what I'm saying. You hear that I'm not trying to convince you. I'm trying to warn you. I'm trying to let you understand within your own mind that you've got to turn the TV off. You've got to turn social media off. You've got to start to think and come to conclusions based on your energy and your intuition and everything that you know is true. So this video is a little bit long. It's a little bit of a rant, and I know that we're all in this together. I mean, that was the original slogan of our gym when we opened it up. Nikki and I came up with a slogan. We're all in this together, and you know, it's like now we hear it on TV with the politicians using it like it's the next slogan for a cereal ad, and it's like, wow, you know, that was something that we held dearly, that we're all in this together, and we as a nation, as a people, we are all in this together, and it's up to people to claim their power and to reclaim the ability to voice your opinion. I mean, it's changing so fast from day to day. You know, one day you wake up and it's this news. The next morning you wake up, you have no clue, or you show up to work, or I mean, I can't even explain it. So mentally, physically, and spiritually, get as strong as you can. You know, I'm gonna wrap it up here, but you know, like I said, we didn't get to the point where we decided to move off grid because we were afraid of something. We wanted to become our own assets. And if you don't understand what an asset is not your home. If you have a payment on your home, it's not an asset, it's a liability, because you're having to pay insurance and maintenance and mortgage and all the things that come, the expenses that come with a home. Same thing with a car. If you're making payments on it, it's not an asset, it's a liability. And America has been pushed into more liabilities than assets, and it's created an economic bubble that is quite frankly popped right now. The virus, the infection that's going around popped that bubble economically, and you know, it was coming anyway. Now it's just coming a lot faster, and if you don't understand this, like I said, turn off the TV. But take care of yourselves. We'll be uploading another video tomorrow with Nikki and I both. I kind of wanted to do this rant video because I just feel it necessary to warn people what's coming and what to expect in the future. You know, we've gone through all the recommendations made by the government, and people don't want to comply with those recommendations. So when those recommendations aren't complied with, guess what happens next? The draconian measures, the authoritarian rule moves in, and now we're forced into quarantine. Now we're forced into a life that we don't want, and you know, people aren't getting it. So, you know, the only thing left is the social uprising. Everything that has been predicted that was going to happen in the Event 201 practice run of this back in November, it's happening. You know, from the false information to you know, the lockdown and quarantines of cities and countries, and global economic shutdowns. The only thing we have left is the social uprising. So I don't want to be around for that. You shouldn't want to be around for that either. And if you are going to stick around for it, you should be in the best mental, physical, spiritual shape you should be in. And I guess that's all I have to say about this situation. And we'll be releasing another video. I don't even care. I don't care if you subscribe or not. This is not about subscriptions or following or anything like that. This is about getting people to understand truth. But you know, we're going to continue on our journey. We've got our stuff packed up, ready for the moving truck. We pick up the moving truck on Saturday, and on Sunday we'll be heading out of Victoria, out of Texas into New Mexico, and we'll be keeping you all updated. So be safe out there, guys.